Hey team, so today we're going to be working on hips. You are going to start with, you're going to need a lacrosse ball, and we're just going to work in where the quad meets, well, where the leg meets the torso. We're going to call that the hip, and from here we're going to get right in there. Now imagine we're pushing down there with our thumb and we're getting right in there. It feels pretty good. We can actually do a standing one where we're just pushing on that hip and moving around, or we can do this with the lacrosse ball. We're just going to lie on the lacrosse ball. Woo. Oh. And just get in there. It's probably harder to see. But that lacrosse ball is where my finger was, and I'm just getting there nice and deep. You need to spend as long as it takes to make that feel unshit. All right, then we're gonna go into 2 rounds of couch stretch on the wall and the finger back stretch. So couch stretch on the wall, again, the closer your knees are to the wall, the harder this is. If you're struggling to maintain this hips forward position, so I'm squeezing my butt cheek, then what you can do is you can move your knees a little bit further away, because what I'm looking for is that you're stretching your hip flexors in an open hip position. If your hip is closed, you might feel a little stretch, but we want this position where you're squeezing your butt cheek, and that might mean that your knees are a little further away from the wall. Yeah? Hold that for 60 seconds, and then you're gonna go into a 60-second finger back stretch from here. Palms on the floor, moving yourself back, making sure we're maintaining the palms on the floor. If that's feeling pretty good, move yourself a little bit further back. If that's feeling pretty good, jump onto the plank. 60 seconds of each, alternating. So after we've done that, guys, we're gonna go into 5 rounds of vampire squats and wrist push-ups. Is that 15 wrist push-ups?
Yeah.
So we're gonna go 5 rounds, 15 vampire squats with a 15-second hold and 15 wrist push-ups. Now with your vampire squats, we're just gonna use this as, we're gonna assume that some people don't have, if you have a band, you can hold onto a band. If you don't, you're just gonna hold onto the wall, and that's gonna be your assistance. So you're gonna go squeeze your butt cheeks, and you're gonna lower yourself down, and then you're gonna climb back up and pull on that wall. Doesn't have to be the wall, can be something else, can be a couch. Going down, and coming back up. Woo! If this is too challenging for you and you're like, man, this sucks, cycle back a few videos and do the do the diagonal stretches that Vung was doing. But if you can do this, give it a crack. 15 seconds on that last one. Keeping that butt squeezed. Oh, it's a spicy one. Oh. Then we're gonna go for 15 wrist push-ups. Now with your wrist push-ups, guys, the key to the wrist push-ups is making sure that the wrists are taking the weight. So I can do this and kind of just fluff around and move my fingers, but that's not really getting my wrists stronger. I wanna make sure that some weight is in my hands and not all the weight is in my knees. So a little bit of weight on my hands, and then I'm gonna drive up. 15 of these. Now, if this is too hard, shift a little bit of weight into the knees and do 15. As long as you're feeling like you're pushing a little with those wrists, yeah? As you start getting better, as you start getting stronger, you can move more weight into the wrists, or you can go all the way into a push-up position. My wrists aren't that strong. Cool. Gonna go for 5 rounds, 15 vampire squats, 15 wrist push-ups. With the vampire squats, options, don't go so hard or do diagonal stretches. Enjoy. You should feel this through the hippets.